Oh, you know, that has rejuvenated my whole career. I enjoy
What do you mean
performing.
rejuvenated your career?
Because I enjoy it. I enjoy going around the country. I've been on the road 12 years as a comedian. I'm one of the last of a breed of road comedians where you go around from town to town. That's how you learn your craft. And I like it. But it's, all right, I've been here before. I've been here before that. I was here before that. Now, all of a sudden, I go into a town, and I'm working with Joan Rivers, and it's a whole new show. It's a new phenomenon.
But that's unusual for a comedian and a comedian to work together. Usually they have a juggler first, or a high wire act or something, and then you come out.
Well, what happened is that we couldn't work for 2 years. No one would accept us because they said that no one wanted to see two comedians on the same bill. Like, we don't have enough to give us trouble, so we don't want to laugh nowadays. Everything's so wonderful. Who wants to laugh?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was the mentality. And we fought for 2 years to get together on the stage. And it works. It is magic. Because at a time when the economy is bad and everybody's business is down, Joan and I are standing room only. Every single theater, concert hall, nightclub, we have worked. We've been working since February. Vegas, we're going in. They're supposed to get a deal at the Riviera for some weeks this year. We're waiting to hear about it. We will or not get the deal.
Wait, this could be it right here.
This could be it, yeah.
No,
go ahead, I'll be there. But it's something wonderful because we're so different. Joan Rivers, you know, it's interesting. She plays the part you would think a man would have, well, he would have played probably in the 40s. She's bawdy, outspoken, attacks the Queen of England, Elizabeth Taylor, anyone, and she'll use any language and she'll put down anyone, right? Now, she's a little petite, nice little 5'2", blonde, petite, little thin thing. Now, out comes the guy, right from the streets of Philadelphia. I don't insult anyone. I use nice language. I never curse on stage. It's a complete turnaround. And together, it's magic on that stage.
Now, do you take turns opening, or is that, oh, really?
We flip a coin.
You're kidding.
No, we stand in the wings, dressed up to go on, and we flip a coin. We throw it in a bucket now because she didn't believe me with the hands, you know. Yeah. So she wins most of the time, though. Interesting enough, I would say that she has won over 90% of the time. I've never seen anything like it. Doesn't matter if I call heads, tails, what. And then I go out. Then I finish, I bring Joan out, and then at the end, this is the best part of the show for us, and I think for the audience. At the end, Joan and I sit on little stools there, and we take questions from the audience. And there's no prepared stuff. I mean, we just take whatever they may be curious about. And we talk to the audience for about 20 minutes. They get to really talk to us instead of through a television tube.
Okay, and it's probably not all tell me a joke, but to ask you about your life. And,
and ask us questions. And of course, we try to be humorous about it because that's our bent, right? That's the way we are. But at the same time, they'll ask us some serious questions. We handle it that way.
Do you play a lot of weeks in Vegas still?
I still do.
I know you were doing like 16 weeks a year there.
I still do 16, 20 weeks in Vegas, but Vegas is changing, Tom. It's changing with the economy. It's changing. There are very few hotels. They're going to line shows with girls dancing out, you know, girl
like
shows.
Reviews or the Lido shows.
The Desert Inn brings in Annie and all kinds of Broadway shows. And I hear the Aladdin may go to a line show with girls, and the Hilton may go. So there are very few, and the business is shrinking and shrinking. It's
what do you think it is, the economy?
It's a combination. It's the economy. People want to get as much as they can out of their money. It's also performers' faults because performers have jacked the prices so high that it's unreasonable for the hotels. They have to charge the people more to come in to see a show. You know, when the Bugsy Siegel boys ran the town, they used to say, give them whatever they want because they're not going to leave the hotel with their money.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to stop at the tables. Now that businessmen run it, they want to make money in the coffee shops, so they say, well, wait a minute, let's raise coffee up to $1.10 a cup. You know, it's like OPEC.
And let's serve cream in little plastic containers so that we don't have to throw any away, and sugar in little envelopes, and everything it's all portion control, and it's all pre-wrapped. Yeah, it's all.
So it's a combination of the economy and the hotels and the airlines not having so many flights out there and the performers overcharging. So that's why Joan Rivers and I very smartly have kept our prices reasonable, and we do a lot of work there because we bring in more people, I think, than we're getting paid for, but that's okay with me because I'd rather be underpaid
and work
and overworked. You know what I mean?
Yes.
At this point in this economy.
Yes. One can be overpaid and underworked, but that usually doesn't last for a long period of time.
No.
That
and I could have gone into my father's business, but who wants to be unemployed?
Yeah. You had some time, and we talked about this in the past, in the documentary business, the news business. Is that helpful at all in comedy? In being able to look at reality and find the things in it that are humorous?
Well, I always thought it funny, even when I was making documentaries. But I'll tell you, I felt that instead of making the documentaries and trying to change the world's problems, which I realize I'm not doing, I'd rather make the people who have those problems laugh while they have the problem. So I'm sort of like the salve. Instead of the surgeon I'm the man who comes along with the staff and says, listen, this isn't going to change your problem, but you're going to feel better for 45 minutes. And, oh, that's great. So that's what the only experience that television had to help me as a comedian was that when I walked out on The Tonight Show for the first time, I think I did so well on television because I knew everything that everyone was doing. It wasn't, what's that man moving there? What's he pulling? You know, as I'm trying to perform. I knew he's pulling the cable because he has to dolly the camera. So the television studio was very comfortable for me. I was uncomfortable in nightclubs, but not in television. So
how uncomfortable?
Nightclubs, I had hardly ever gone to a nightclub. You know, I never went to. Why am I going to go to see a nightclub? You know, in Philadelphia, we hung out on the street corner and told jokes and sang and danced. And we didn't go to clubs. So I was uncomfortable getting up there where people were drinking. That was uncomfortable. But for television, I was right at home. And I think that's why my career really took off, because I was so comfortable in the studio.
Did it ever take off? And nobody deserves it more. Thank you for your friendship over all these years and all the nice things that you've done.
Can I do something for a second here? I hope you won't mind.
Do you have
I was reading the New York Times this morning. You know, there's an intro next to the article about the guy who opened and closed in one day was a thing about you.
Yes,
and,
amazing, isn't it?
It seems to be a shift in, but I thought something interesting. Everyone knows that you'll be doing what you'll be doing, but what I thought was it's, at the bottom is the classified. And I circle one little house that's really reasonable in case things don't go well. It's a little farm out there in Sheepshead Bay, so God bless you, Tom.
Okay,
you know?
God bless you both, David. We'll be right back after this for the NBC television station.